There we go. This is our Canvas page. This is our bread and butter of our class, okay? Teachers have the choice to use Canvas or Google Classroom. It doesn't matter what your preference is as a child. It's up to the teacher and how the teacher wants to run their class. So I'm glad if you love that your teacher uses Google Classroom. Whoopee, okay? But however, as a teacher for my class, what works best for me is Canvas, which is why I use Canvas. Also, I use this because this is a college prep course, right? We're in AP classroom. We're in an AP pre-AP course, right? This is also the platform that colleges use. So it's better for you to get used to it now than complain to your college professor about not being able to navigate an online management system. Does that make sense? I can guarantee you that more colleges use, well, no college use Google Classroom. I have 2 master's degrees. Both of my 2 master's degrees, guess what online management program we used? Canvas for both of them. 2 different colleges in 2 different states. Okay. So this is not a punishment. It is something to help you adjust and learn a skill that's going to be useful. Okay. So starting off here, this is our homepage. On our homepage, I choose to set it up as your agenda page. When it's not your agenda page, that means that Ms. Jones hasn't created the agenda page for them. That's what that means. Okay. But this is your agenda page. Your agenda page is going to have, every time y'all ask me what are my tutorials, I just stare at you blankly because they're listed and it's written on your page, but you got to read in order to know. It has the tutorial times. It has if you're in class and you want to join the Zoom link, it has quick access to our AP classroom and quick access to our Desmos. All of your coursework, when you click here, I'm going to right click because that's the little pro tip for using Canvas. Right click. It'll take you directly to the current 6 weeks that we're on and everything that's in it. Okay. Underneath your modules. When you're on this page, you'll have your objectives, your due now, and your agenda. I took out all the extra stuff that I have to write normally as a lesson plan. Doesn't matter. All I need you to see is the nitty gritty of what we're doing and pretty much what I would normally put on this screen right here, right behind me. I put it here and then I have abbreviated it. I created a little on the board for you also. Do y'all all see there where it says Pre-AP Algebra 2? A little makeshift calendary thing right there. I abbreviated what's here on that board. So you can take a little gander when you come in, grab your papers as well. Okay. Everything is going to be generally hyperlinked. Hyperlink means click on me. So when you guys ask me, what does that look like? Click on it. I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't understand why you're asking me a question when it's a hyperlink. And you can literally look and see what it looks like. Okay. Everything is here, all the information. Our class instruction videos. This is said, all class videos. Click the 3 lines. They're right there. If I remember, I will go in and put them under each note. But honestly, that's kind of a tedious task to do. And so I just make a YouTube playlist. And that allows me to, as I build the playlist, everything just falls here. And you can go back in time. The titles that are here are the titles that match your notes. So if you're absent or lost, this is where you should have been going before you come to tutorials to ask for help. All right. Next, an update here is our brag board. So last semester, our brag board was supposed to be controlled by me. Epic fail. The brag board is now controlled by you. You now have the ability to give each other brags. Okay. You can give each other brags. And I put it up here. So when you give each other brags, it'll show in class. Okay. How and why do we give brags? To show that when we're being safe, respectful, and responsible. Okay. The brag board, the challenge here is 30 brags. So the first class period that fills this 30 brags is going to get a choice between a pizza party or picking of their own seats for 3 weeks at a time. Okay. With that being said, your brags have to be legitimate. Okay. It's not BS. It's not, oh, I love her shoes today. No, that's not a brag. Okay. It's about how are they being safe and respectful and responsible in class. To click on it should allow you to open it somehow. I don't know how. But you're supposed to be able to open it. Oh, you click there. Where it says Google Slides. and it should open for you. And then you can go ahead and add your brags about whatever. Now, when you do put in a brag, someone put in a brag for, there was a brag for Miles. I don't know where it went. There it is. So like someone put in a brag for Miles. It says, Miles, good use of mental math, Jules. Okay. Uh, it should not be the same people. And you cannot write a brag about yourself. Okay. So if you were planning that, you cannot write a brag about yourself. It has to be a peer writing a brag about you. All right. The other catcher here is I would like it to be almost at least try to give everybody a brag. So you know how you're in your groups? Those are good people to start with. Okay. So be mindful of that starting there. That's our brag board. And then here is our table of content. Your table of content is not generally hyperlinked. Some items I will hyperlink. I did to start us for now. But they're not going to always be hyperlinked. Okay. Now, that's our homepage. Your homepage is the beginning. This changes based on the week. However, not everything will change. If you are absent and you're like, Miss, what did y'all do last week? And I'm like, check Canvas. Again, I'm not being rude and I'm not being short and I'm not trying to make you angry. I'm just like, I've already put out that information and all you have to do is go look at it. Does that make sense? It is not a dig. It is not me being a butthole. It's me legitimately saying, hey, it's there. When you are absent, what you're going to do is you're going to go to modules. Under modules will be the other previous week. This is the first week for the 6 weeks, so we only have one. But this is where you'll find all of your stuff, right? Everything that we've done. You'll also have a quick access to our brag board. There's also a quick access to our classroom lesson videos if it is our homepage for whatever reason. Here are all your assignments listed in the order that they are given. Okay? And the order that they're given, and beneath them are their due dates. That's what that date is. It's the due date. Okay? So fall semester feedback is due January 7th. This is due January 9th. This is due January 7th. Again, when you ask me when something is due and I tell you to check Canvas, I wasn't being rude. I wasn't trying to be short. I was just literally, I don't remember because I put it on Canvas. Okay. I have to do brain dumps and Canvas is my classroom brain dump. That's why everything is listed here because I can't walk around all that in my head at all times. I wish I could. I can't. All right. So as you can see, this is where it's at. Also on Canvas are always the copies of your notes. So when we start our new unit next class, this is where Unit 3A notes would be. This is where your 2B notes will be. Like all previous notes, if you ever need to go back, look at them, see what they look like. That's what this is. It is a resource, all right? Next is our syllabus. Underneath your syllabus, it is your entire year of everything we've done, okay? It has our course syllabus, which I can't see because I'm a fake student right now. But as a real student, you'll be able to see it. But again, when you ask me when is something due, it tells you. It's been there the entire time. Laid out. Just everything with the name, when it's due, what it is. And again, pro tip, right click. If you don't want to lose something, just always right click to go to it. Because it is built on a module, we have next and previous. So it'll take you to what was due before it and what's due after it if there's anything that's due after it. Okay. When you're under modules, notice here how it says by assignments. The red dot means you did not complete before it was due. So if there's red dots next to your things, that's how you know you didn't do something. So when you guys are asking me to make you a list of stuff you didn't do, you have that list. Like you literally have it. That's your checklist. That's your thing to do. And I feel like you guys sometimes say, I asked her and she didn't give it to me. Well, because I told you it was on Canvas. And I literally meant it. Okay. I cannot be your cop out because you just got to be responsible because you're young adults and you're learning life skills and work ethic. Okay. Next is if you are wanting to know your grades on assignments and you don't want to click on the assignments, then you click on grades. My pro tip is to make sure you sort by module. And the reason why I say sort by module is because it puts whatever is at the top versus by due date. So if you sort by module, you'll see in the order of our module the assignments that were there. Okay. It'll even have your previous assignments listed. And here it'll literally say missing, missing. If you turn it in late, it'll say late. If you say whatever it may be. Also from this window, let's say you forgot something or you wanted to say something to me. This is where your comment box is, and you're allowed to leave me a comment while I'm grading. Or if there's something you want to attach, you can also attach a file here. Let's say you redid an assignment because you did it wrong. You're like, oh, I did that wrong. This is where you could reattach it if you don't want to just turn it in the box. Okay. That is what the beauty of the grades page is. All right. Now, granted, I went over this in August, and I think you guys just were not fully there in August and ready to pay attention. And so then we pretended for the rest of the semester that we had no clue. This, we can't pretend anymore. Right here, this is your checklist. Like, this is literally your to-do checklist. If it's really long, that's because you have stuff from the previous year more than likely, and you could just close it out. If you've already did it, or if it's old, then close it out. But what you should see is just the stuff for January. And as you do it, it goes away. So a challenge for you could be to empty out your to-do list every 2 days. Okay? Because as you do it, it goes away. It's crazy how it works. But that is our little come to Jesus about Canvas so that we can be better and do great in this class for the ones who had questions, comments, and concerns. And I will take 2.5% of the blame for you may not being as successful as you want in this course. And that's all I'm taking. The rest is on you. Okay? You cannot expect me to do 70% of the work and you make an A. That's just crazy. Okay? Oh, the last thing is, thanks to my teacher friend at university, she helped me come up with a pacing guide because I listened to some of you guys. I listened and hey, I didn't know we had this coming up. Even though I'll say it in class, I'll send it as an announcement, I'll write it on the board. Somehow you still just didn't know. And that's the crazy thing. So what I've done, here is our entire remaining year, all drawn out for you so that you can't say you didn't know. When I make an announcement, that means that something has changed on the calendar. But as you can see, if you keep a paper calendar or you keep a digital calendar planner, this would be a good thing for you to go through. What's yellow is your test and quiz grades, and they're all highlighted for you in yellow. And the topics that we're going over, and then the TEKS, if you are seeing a tutor and they want to know what topic were you covering, what were you doing, then you can go look at your pacing guide. Okay? For the entire rest of the year, it is here. So if you know you're going to be out on the day of a test, you can tell me now. You can tell and plan ahead. You can prepare to take the test, and we can schedule a time for you to take the test. I have people taking tests 2 to 3 weeks after everybody else took a test. That makes it hard for me to be able to give everyone their quizzes and tests back when I still have quizzes and tests that haven't been taken. And no offense to your generation, but you guys are a little sketchy when it comes to completing your work on your own if the answers are out there. Okay. So plan according. Is there anything I'm missing? Any gaps or holes that I need to fill? Any more points of confusion that still exist? Is there anything on my end as a teacher that you need me to correct? And I will like to point out that this is the pre-AP pacing guide, which means that if you look here, we basically are learning a new topic or concept or building on something every day, and that is how the course is built. So for the ones who are like, Miss, please slow down, this is a slow down. We've taken things out, slowed it down, and this is what's left. This is the meat of it. I can't remove anything else. Okay. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? I will get off my soapbox if no one else has anything. Nope. All right. Well, we're going to go and get the show on the road today.